Okay.
Lyrical sense is hungry, hell nah, it's famished. I exist to spit with this life I was handed. God gave me a gift, I no longer take for granted. The way this rap game developed, there's no let up. And all the current young rappers need to step up. But hear me clear, this is not a diss. But the mainstream level of skill got me this. What happened to authenticity? And most of these rappers that just play and mimic me. They say whatever the sound good, but don't make sense. So for
I
him,
had to.
I'm in the yard putting up a fence. I'm thinking back to the 80s with no sucker MCs. Look at the light or some clippers, could you ever fade me? Their lyrics sound lazy, you know I'm stating facts. It's bad me and I campaign to bring lyrics back.
And while you're in that camera, you're live on these other cameras, and like, so they can see all behind the scenes and everything. So that's always good. Yeah.
Skills are immaculate in studio sessions. No cripple grandfather, cause it ain't no half stepping. These rhymes just came to me. Lyrical erection, kick down like a preacher teaching math. Count your blessings. When I sit down to write, I get the power of the scriptures. Like I'm built for rap, but with extra fixtures. It's been with the pen.
So we don't mention prices. Gotta watch our cursing. What else?
This is also on FM too, right? Okay.
Because I can get a speak off.
Oh, I'm definitely seasoned in vocabulary to where I don't need to curse. Like if you listen to my lyrics, I don't curse that
I
much.
love that you have such a good book. Okay, we have to share this like on camera because people have to understand like, and that's why I'm playing a couple of your songs, even though I had to like edit a lot. I was like, that's okay because it's good. It's like bars, bars, bars.
I appreciate that because that's what I aim to do. Like I can make songs where it's not like super lyrical. We should save this for the live broadcast.
It is live right now.
Oh snap! So they can hear me through the mic and all that.
Yeah, we're live.
Well,
They just can't hear our mics. Our mics are off.
oh okay, but they can see us.
They can see everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the whole bars after bars thing because I want to give a lot of that, but I know I need to make songs with a purpose, like where it's not super lyrical. It's actually like tell me it's about betrayal and people who are supposed to be your friends. And I mean there ain't so
I don't think
many.
you gave us that song. Tell me. No, not yet. I'm curious now. Now I have to go listen to it.
I'll email it to you. It's on my SoundCloud. It's on my YouTube
Definitely
too.
need to listen to it now because I always look for content like that. You know, it's important for people to hear like the messages in the music. That's like true hip hop. What it was all about. Okay, so that a minute and a half. So in case you need, you're live, huh?
Yeah,
I can
on
come
mine.
over and say hi.
No, it's
You
all
are
good.
live. We can
It's
come
it's
say hi.
all good, to the fans, to YouTube.
What's up, everybody?
YouTube?
It's your girl RawNé over here at the voice of San Joaquin in Stockton, formerly KXVS Radio with Bambi.
Check her out. Follow her on Instagram.
Yes, follow me. You can follow me at RawNé. You know me, Nay. UNOMENE. And also the Catch Talk Show. You can follow that one as well.
On Facebook as well. Tap in, y'all. Like the pages and all that.
You gotta see what's coming up with everything. Everybody in the area. Mix and mingle and network, y'all. From the valley to the bay, all day.
And I got a few other artists that want to tap in and do some stuff with you too. Like
Yeah.
my homies are definitely down to come do an interview. And if they gotta come to the Bay, like they're going to do DJ Luke's radio show tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah,
I'm
then
going
they
to
just-
pick them up today and bring them back. And then I told them that I'm coming here, and it was like, dude, you should have been told us about that. Like,
You're like, hey, we could have just been
well, I tell y'all about everything, and the next thing I know, you don't do nothing with it until the last minute.
doing
Like,
their own thing. They're like, oh, wait a minute, that was a good idea.
they don't want to
You
listen
gotta
to
talk
the
about your
dude.
hat, too.
Oh, I appreciate that one as well. Oh, during the break, like when we play a song, I'm gonna go grab a shirt out the car. When, like, if you ask me about my shirts.
I'm about to do a photo shoot with all the t-shirts people have donated to me. I'm gonna
What size do you wear?
small.
Oh, damn it.
What's up, everybody? This your girl RawNé on Rise and Shine 209. What's up, everybody? The voice of San Joaquin and Stockton, formerly KXBS Radio. We got Van B in the house, if you notice. See his hat? He's rocking the hat. Van B.
Good morning, y'all.
510.
Oakland in the house. What's up, Stockton? I used to live out here, too.
You did?
Yeah, off East Anderson and Wilson.
Oh, East Side.
Yeah, I know a little bit about Stockton.
The East Side. That's what's up. Okay, so how long did you live here?
For about a good 8 months, I was working at the JCPenney Logistics Warehouse for a minute, and then, transferred jobs out to Sacramento and ended up working at JCPenney in the mall, and then found out that I don't want to dress in a suit every day and try to sell stuff to people, so I quit that job.
Right. You gotta look the part. Oh man. Well, that's cool. That gives kind of like a little bit more tie into the community then, because you were out here, so you were a resident for a short time. While you were a resident, I don't know how long ago that was. How long ago was that?
This is 2019. I want to say 6 years ago. I was 24, turning 25, and right now I'm 30, going on 31.
Okay, and when you were at that time, were you doing music?
I was I always have been doing music my entire life. Like, I've had a keyboard, I've learned piano, saxophone, trumpet, trombone, drums, steel drums, violin, and now I play a guitar.
Oh, nice.
So like my entire life I've been doing music. I've been rapping. Like, I made a mixtape, and when I say tape, there's no exaggeration on the word. It was in 1993. My brother and I,
oh my goodness.
I made the beats on my keyboard I had got for Christmas, and we wrote our own raps. And then on the B side,
for little kids to be doing that.
yeah, on the B side, we acted like we were a radio station. 1 second, I was the guy doing the DJ, like, "What's up, y'all? This is DJ," whatever I was back then, and he was pretending to be the caller and request the songs, and then we switch like every 2 or 3 songs, and like these are 4 and 9-year-olds doing this.
That's so adorable. But that goes to show kind of where you guys were at and what you thought was fun and what you kind of like had a passion for at the time. And the fact that you guys probably had a keyboard helped a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, my brother's the science guy. He got a telescope, and I thought that was so tight. But
Yeah.
then I opened my huge box, and it was a Yamaha S550. I remember the keyboard. I still got it in storage.
Those are always good to have because they're, portable. You can take them around, and especially for any young musician or even just any musician really that, especially if you're working and making beats and stuff like that.
Right.
Do you work on beats? You make beats?
Yeah, I produce if you could play an instrument or a group of instruments, then learning it digitally is nothing. I say learn sheet music before you try to be some electronic beat maker or producer. You got to learn bar count, time signature, key signature, like what tone, what mode it's in and all of that. Like, a lot of these producers, and I use that term loosely, don't know those things, and that's like fundamentals of music.
Yeah.
Like, how can you make music and not know the fundamentals? You could tell Michael Jordan knew the fundamentals of basketball.
Right.
So why wouldn't you learn the fundamentals of your craft, hone your skills?
I would hope that they would. I mean, and if not, that they're a quick learner on their instrumentation or digital programs.
Yeah, I like to refer to myself as a composer.
Yeah, composer is more, I would say the term for those who actually put sound together from scratch.
Yeah.
With the true instruments. Yeah, so very cool. Okay, so you do work with composing. Now you're a lyricist, rap artist in the Bay Area. How long have you been going super strong out there?
Honestly, I want to say the last 2 years is when I was like, you know what? I'm not going to play around with this gift anymore. I listen to enough music. I'm passionate enough about it, and I'm always critiquing what I hear. And it was one quote that I read that made it all clear. Be the change you want to see. And if I wanted to see the rap game go back to what it used to be, to where you couldn't touch a microphone and talk about something if it wasn't true, you couldn't be nothing but authentic, and it took skill to actually get on a record with somebody. Now it's too accessible, and Anybody
and
can
they
make
can make you
anything.
sound good. They could just make you sound good with auto tune and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we didn't have that back in the day, so it was real raw. Like you had to be dope.
And the content was and is with those. I don't want to call them hip hop heads, but with those people who carry an understanding about the music in a different way than like the new people who just kind of speak on superficial stuff.
Right.
So I was noticing your shirt says "Bring lyrics back," as does a lot of your songs. Like your songs have like bars after bars after bars on them, and I noticed that. Yes, and your content in there. I kind of feel somewhat of like a more like also kind of like an East Coast feel too, where it's kind of like you have the aspect of like challenging others and like just kind of like coming with the energy of like I'm the best. You can't freaking like top me.
I'm real competitive.
And I get that's to me that's like an East Coast energy because like out here I don't really see too many people get too competitive, but yeah, they do, definitely do. But you come with a lot of content, vocabulary, and I think that's a really important piece for bringing lyrics back. So where did that stem from for you to actually make the conscious decision to say, I'm going to work on this with my music versus just something else?
It stems from my passion and how long I've been invested into this. See, my mom is also what people would call a hip hop head, but we refer to ourselves as hip hop historians because we learned the history and what the culture went through to be what it is. And like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm better than anybody, but I was born during the 80s and I got to see the rise and fall of a lot of people. So it means something different to me. Like with the whole battling thing, that was hip hop, where two dudes couldn't be in the same room talking about, man, I'm the dopest and they not battle. Like, and I'm competitive with hip hop because all these dudes who are quote unquote making it in this industry, if you listen to their lyrical content, it's like at the Neff show I went to.
I was gonna ask about that.
And I opened up, like, I ended up saying to my brother before I went on stage, like, man, the last 6 acts all did like 4 songs and they all sound the same. Like, nobody sounded different. And that's
same kind of content too?
Yeah.
Yeah, same content.
And it's just like, how many people are going to be carbon copies? How many rappers are going to play Mimic Me? And this is what's hot, so I'm going to do it. Like, originality and authenticity is what's missing for me. And bringing that back, it stems from being inspired by dudes like KRS-One, Rakim, you feel me, like real hip hop dudes. Like I remember listening to Parkside Killers. If you a real hip hop head, that's like the first gangster rap record. Like I listened to Ice-T back in the day with Colors a lot. I listened to Notorious B.I.G. before he got signed because he's a lyrical dude, like Big Punisher, super lyrical.
Big Daddy Kane was a big one for me, and he came like almost so gangster, but he was so clean.
And Big Daddy Kane is a definite inspiration for me because in the beginning of my second verse to the Wu-Tang style, I say no crippled grandfather because it ain't no half-stepping. Crippled grandfathers usually refer to Big Daddy and they walk with a cane. No half-stepping, Big Daddy Kane reference. My bars are very complex even though they sound simple.
I caught a lot of them in there. I was like, your references, like just pulling in your references and like how you spun them to like tie them in with like what you were moving into. And you even mentioned in one of your songs how basically like you put things together that make sense.
Yeah.
I guess there are a lot of people that put things together that really don't make sense. But there's, I'm not exactly sure which song. I was sitting with your songs like a lot. Like
I appreciate that.
But yeah, I definitely wanted to get them edited to like get them in rotation. So, but yeah, no, I really appreciated you sharing that and like just listening to the content because it ties in well with, when we're playing hip hop, what we really want people to kind of hear other than just like, oh yes, it's rap, but
Right.
more lyricism, to it.
Say something. You got a voice. You got a platform. Like,
You want to send a message?
people are gonna listen to you. And like, I was a kid listening to hip hop, and I modeled myself after a lot of the dudes I listened to. Like Tupac and E40 are my two biggest inspirations to this date. Like, and I was blessed to meet both of them before Tupac passed. I was a child, of course, but still, I remember that moment. It's like one of my first fondest memories of life.
How can you forget it? I'm sure.
Yeah, I could tell you what the dude was wearing, where we were at. I could take you to the exact spot where we were at. And like, he's so real, he autographed a sticky note. And like, my mom has all of this in storage. Like, I remember the story on what I was doing when I saw him. Like, I was just riding a bike with my brother through the neighborhood, and then we saw him, rode our bikes back to our grandma's house and grabbed our mom and was like, Tupac is at the school over here having a barbecue. And sitting on
Having a barbecue.
sitting on the top of a black El Camino wearing some gold corduroys, white feelers, and a faded purple Lakers shirt and a black strap back hat.
Oh, man.
Barbecue sauce all on his face. I was 4 years old. I'll never forget that.
Man. But speaking of historians, hip hop and history, I think that's one of like the important aspects for anybody who is like kind of like a true keeper or wanting to and working towards maintaining what that culture really was. Like back in the day, it was used to really infiltrate the masses of the people who maybe were getting robbed of education, or somehow they just weren't able to get it to the school or whatever the case. So it's kind of like education in the streets, education in the music, so
Right.
bringing that in, and that's a big piece of it also, because hip hop kind of like is kind of like a jazz,
A gumbo, if you
It's
will.
like a jazz, yeah. It's like, it's American made, and it's just kind of like whatever we can put together to make it work, like a gumbo, yeah.
Yeah, drums in the bass from samples from different genre of music. Like, you would hear something that sounds so dope as a hip hop record, but you don't know that this was sampled from a blues record in the 1950s or something like that. And that's also a beauty of hip hop. I can appreciate. Like, you could take something from any genre and make it hip hop.
Yep.
But you can't take hip hop and put it somewhere else. It's kind of difficult.
That's true. So you work with DJ Loot, so shout out to DJ Loot.
And Amy, shout out Siren
and
too.
Amy, yes.
Team DJ Loot all the way.
And Siren, yes, Siren Music. So shout out to you guys. You're gonna be having a show with her out in Placerville, right?
Yeah.
That's coming pretty soon.
Yeah, real soon. The Peers and Pressures tour with Siren, Charlie Muscle, and Optimistic. And I saw like that they were putting a tour together, and Charlie was like, coming soon. So I inboxed him and was like, yo, dude, you need any openers or something? Like some way to promote some merch made and sell some t-shirts or something? Like, I'll hit the road with you guys. I'm down. And he was like, yeah, you can open for us. All California dates if you want. Like, I'm like, yeah, let's work. Let's do this. So I'm real excited for that, because it'll be like my first experience of what I grew up watching and called a rapper or a lyricist. Like, I'm on tour.
You're on
like,
tour, yeah.
Oh snap, like, this is one of my dream come true. Like,
Nice.
I'm so amped. I can't explain the feeling.
Like you hit that next level, and you're just like, it's really like reality right now. Like it's
For
not
real.
just a dream anymore.
For real.
Yeah.
Like, I'm no longer that kid with headphones on in front of the mirror. Like, now it's like my music and people are looking at me and rocking with me. And if that's something you strive for, you can't explain the feeling.
What does it bring for you when you're able to share that do you do that on a local level? And do you do anything like on a smaller scale with it? Like other than like going to, okay, so you just opened for Neff the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And then that was over in San Francisco at the Brick House, right?
Yeah, brick and mortar on 14th and Mission.
Oh yeah, we have Brick House here. So brick and mortar. And then so you have Placerville coming up. And then there is like another one that you have. It's going to be in LA. It's on 420.
Yeah, April 20th, National Smoke Day. There's a cannabis event that is also doing a live hip hop show. And I was lucky enough to be in contact with somebody who was able to get me on the roster and got two of my boys on the roster. So now as a unit, we're all going to go down there and hold down the show for like 30 to 45 minutes. And,
Nice.
you know, because we all make music together. Like, these are my legit homeboys. Like, they family. Shout out
Yeah,
King
so-
Dip. Shout out Mike Maui. Shout out Young Snoopy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Rodney Duff and shout out Young Kez, man. Like, forever us ENT. Like,
You guys are all gonna be heading out there.
yeah, hopefully all of us. And hopefully Ronnie could get some time away from being a father. Like, I really respect that. And when it comes to doing shows and whatnot, that's like the only reason he will miss it is because he's being a father. And I totally respect
Yeah,
that.
and we have to. We have to understand that. So you got things going on. I have to let you guys know. I think it's kind of hilarious because actually, before he came in and before I saw him, so I have a very keen sense of smell, and I was sitting in here, and I was just like, the door's a little cracked, and I was like, I smell. I was like, I smell like burnt herb, like already, right? And I was just like, what is that smell? I was like, I know I didn't smoke it. I was like, and I know they don't smoke in there. And then he peeks around the corner. I was like, oh, nobody ever really scares me. But I got startled because I didn't see him. He had like he had gone back around the corner and then came back to the window. But then
I had been knocking on the door for about 2 minutes, too.
But I left it unlocked for you. Yeah.
Like, no, this door right here. I was
this
tapping
door?
on the door going,
Maybe I didn't hear because I was in my headphones. But I smelled you first.
yeah, now P, I said, I'm going to just peek around the corner like, hi, I'm here now.
So I thought that was kind of cool. So I think that would be very fitting for Tony in LA.
Yeah, if you down there or you want to take a trip down there, it's on a Saturday. Like, it's only $10 to get in the show.
Oh, nice.
So you get a lot of good music. It's going to be a long lineup, but the show starts at 9, doors open at 8, you know, for the event, of course, and then it runs till 2 a.m. And then the very next day, I have a show with Charlie, Siren, and Optimistic. I got to double check where it's going to be at. I think it's the Frisco day. I'm not sure, or it might be the Sacramento day, but I know the very next morning I'm on a plane out of LA back up here.
Oh, okay. That's okay. So, but that's good because it's part of the tour.
It is. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't thank them enough. Like, especially Charlie, man. Shout out Charlie Muscle and everybody who rock with him and DJ Lute and everyone I've met. You guys have been a blessing to me in this journey of music, and you know, the list is way too long for me to shout y'all out individually, but you know who you are.
Yeah, definitely, because it's gotten you to this point. I appreciate you coming in and, you know, dropping some knowledge on a few people and sharing with what you got going on, especially coming out from the Bay. You've been a resident of Stockton
Right.
at one point in your life.
I love the Valley.
Yeah, I love Cali all the way. So,
I'm a Bay Area guy to heart. Like, I love Oakland. I will probably be nowhere too far from it, but I love the Valley just as much as I love the Bay.
So the songs that we got in rotation, are those all from one album?
Those are gonna be on my upcoming mixtape that I'm getting submitted and gonna drop. It's gonna drop on Dat Piff, my mixtapes, and Spinrilla. It's Burnish Files, the mixtape.
Burnish Files, the mixtape.
Yeah.
How many tracks are gonna be on that?
A good 19. There's gonna be some bonus tracks from some, previous studio sessions on some unreleased, like some. It didn't make it to like put out there kind of thing. This was me and my guys in the studio at home doing demos, and a couple of them sounded good, and we never put them out because we didn't get the time to. But now that we've properly invested and we're making our own path, I think it's time to be like, sneak peek, here's some stuff you've never heard.
Yeah, that'll be nice. So that's gonna be on Dat Piff and
Spinrilla and my mixtapes.
Spinrilla and my mixtapes. When is that gonna be dropping?
April 20th. I'm dropping it the day of the show.
Nice.
I had it aimed to January 1st, but it wasn't quite complete the way I wanted it to be, and I was handling some legal paperwork with the music industry. You know, there's a whole background to that nobody talks about. So,
well, we can talk about it if you want to.
yeah, and I'm getting everything submitted in time, and I just wanted it to be done right. So when people hear it, they hear it the way I wanted it to hear. I want it to progress properly. I want it to smooth out properly, and then I want them bonus tracks to pop in like, hey.
You want to work on the whole production, and That's really good. I have to say, I was having a conversation with somebody else regarding this, being an artist, but then also when you're allowing somebody else to work on your projects and work on your stuff, you gotta be involved.
Right.
You really gotta be involved. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with a sound that's really not your sound. It's somebody else's sound or somebody else's, thoughts in there. I mean, not saying that there's no room for collaboration.
Right. There always is. I'm open-minded to anybody because you might see something that I don't. You might hear something a certain way, like, let's add this. And that's what DJ Loot is. Like,
Yes.
hands-on,
Yeah.
like, he'll give you what you want, but he'll also
You can add to it.
pitch to it, and it's something you'll love. Like, he worked with me, and we knock our studio sessions out probably like 2-3 songs within an hour.
When you guys can get to work with a producer and mixer engineer like that, you guys want to like always maintain those connections. Those are great, great people to work with because you can come across tons of producers, engineers,
and they don't know what they're doing.
And it's maybe not that they don't know what they're doing. Maybe it's just that they're not that creative. As far as
that's
like
a good way to put it.
Being able to work with every artist that they're working with to actually add to it. So maybe they're just maybe not as skilled in doing that aspect, or maybe they're not as confident in their creativity as a producer. So I really encourage you guys as producers to become creative with the artist, like collaborate, and if you guys vibe well, maybe they'd be willing to open their minds to letting you guys do something with them on those tracks or whatnot.
The producer usually sparks a great idea for the artist, and if you don't work with your producer on your sound, then how you gonna know what you want to sound like?
Exactly right. So some people, I think it's harder for a female too, because sometimes people get annoyed with females. They may think that females are like just being nitpicky or some diva-ish type stuff. Although males can be divas too. I'm
that way with my music. If it's not the way I want it, then I'm not gonna settle for it.
Right.
My mom taught me don't settle for nothing.
Don't. Yeah, no, that's the truth. Don't. Like, what's like one of like the best case and worst case scenarios you've ever been in with a producer?
Best case scenario has been with DJ Loot, where we can go in, knock out 3-4 songs, mixed and mastered. Well, maybe not mastered, but mixed and decent enough to like upload to a SoundCloud or to a YouTube, like where it sounds phenomenal. Like, I've never met anybody who works as fast as he does. Like, I know people who take days to mix a song.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't take that if you're passionate about your craft. And I would say that's the worst case scenario, where you're recording something and then you got to send it to a guy and then wait 3 days to a week, and then when you get it back, it's never what you want. Like,
right.
And I'm blessed to have only went through that once. And I said never again with that guy.
Ooh-wee.
I'm not gonna put his name out there. But
did you get it finished?
Yeah, I ended up having to do it myself.
Oh, well, that's intense. But yeah, DJ Loot sends so much music our way, and I think everything that he has sent our way already, yeah, it can all stand alone. It's all great because he really does great work. So yeah, again, shout out to DJ Loot for everything that you're doing, especially with so many artists that you're working with. So was he behind your album that you're dropping on 420?
He was not. I'll give you the story on that one. My guys normally come to me with like beats when it comes to a song. Like, you guys, like, we got a song, we think you would sound dope on it. So after collecting a certain amount of songs, it was just like, I need to work on my own project. If I'm gonna put my own stamp on something and I want it to be me, I'm gonna work on my own project. One of the first mixtape songs I created with DJ Loot was If Van Can. I should have sent that to you because it's over the 50 Cent beat, if you remember that Get Rich or Die Trying album. And he heard me record that and offered me a slot on Cali Fire 7.
Oh, nice.
Which is where my song You Won't Regret comes from with him.
Okay.
And then after that, it was just like, the way he worked, he liked the way I worked, and then we just stayed working from each other. And then I found out he was moving to my to Castro Valley, close to me, and it was like that's right down the street. Like so now I can just walk to his house. It's a little bit more convenient if he ever needs help with anything. He knows I'm right down the street. Like
It's very cool.
me and him have bonded over his love and my love because my love for music is what you do with a microphone and also what you can do with production. But he loves production more than I do.
Big time.
So
He's always working in front of the camera. Yes.
and he gets it done so great. Once again, shout out DJ Lou, man. I can't thank you enough for
Yes.
for your hard work, man. You put in a lot of work.
He says yes, thanks. So definitely. Okay, so now how many albums do you have out altogether?
This will be my first official installment solo. I got a lot of underground stuff from when I was like 16, just having fun
Like
with
singles,
it.
mixtapes?
Like I didn't put it out anywhere. It was in the era of hand-to-hand CDing.
Yeah,
So
no.
if you got one of those in Oakland or San Francisco or Berkeley, please find me on Instagram at Lyrical Vapor and hand it to me.
Right, maybe burn me a copy.
Yeah, or email me a copy, vanburnish@gmail.com. Like, if you have one of those still, but I doubt anyone does.
You can't find the music anywhere.
Nah, it was like we just gonna have fun, like press this up, listen to us,
Interesting.
it's kind of like
Find it on the street one day.
before we made it kind of thing.
Yeah. So, who are some of the people that you've worked with as far as sharing the stage? Some of your great experiences, and or somebody who you would like to in the future end up being on stage with?
Artists that I've shared the stage with, I've shared it with Cali Bear Gang, Charlie Muscle, Alpha as I can't say that last part. Siren was on stage, Optimistic was on stage. They are actually the Cali Bear Gang show last May is how I made the connection with Amy and DJ Lute. It was because of Charlie. He was like, dude, go talk to this person. Like, I think you'd bond with them. And I heard Amy on Love Is Gone and was like, I gotta work with her. Like, her vocal talent is amazing.
Yes.
And then I saw her perform the song live with Charlie and was like, oh my God. And then that birthed the chemistry of Gimme More, which you've kept in rotation, and I gotta thank you for that. I really like that song. And who I would like to share the stage with, I would like to share the stage with Tony Guns, Spazzy Davis, everybody on Cali Life, ENT, Seth Smokes, Zilla Red, the Gatlin. I saw his Master of Ceremonies Unplug. I was at the show. It was a dope show. If you didn't go, you missed out. Shout out Gat too. He a real dude. Like, I feel his music a lot. Seth Smokes a lot. Zilla Red a lot. Like, when I first got put on them, I made a playlist of just them and started listening to them. C-Dub West is dope. TK Stay Rockin'. Chloe Kaboom, everybody from the Cali Life series, like Shaughnessy is definitely somebody I'd love to share a stage with. I was blessed to get him on a song that we're working on, West Coast for Life. It's me featuring Shaughnessy, Spazzy Davis Jr., Charlie Muscle, and Tony Guns.
Oh, wow.
We waiting on Tony Guns to drop his verse. When he get the time to drop his verse, then we gonna put that song out. I'm gonna pay for a video and see if we can get it.
That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it's for the West Coast. I got a shirt made behind it. I don't know why I didn't bring it in, but it's in my car. I'll bring it in and put it on camera in a minute.
Okay, yeah. How about I go ahead and put the song "Give Me More" in rotation, and that might give you a chance to go out and get it. So that way you guys can kind of hear what he was talking about between the collaboration between him and Siren.
Yeah, yeah. Let's give him more of "Give Me More."
Give me more. There you go.
Yeah, let me go grab that shirt. I wish I knew you promoted shirts. I would have made one for you.
Oh, that's okay. I'll wear the big ones too. Give me more. That is. You think I should play Burnish Workout? I
After this?
deleted. Yeah.
You deleted what?
Huh?
You deleted what?
Oh well, I edited it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you can play it after that.
Because it's
Super. Yeah,
there's so
no.
much cutscene in it, but it was like part of the rhythm. Like there was one section there's like a whole like 8 bars I think or 6 bars. It's just like that was the end word. I was like, oh, the end of every bar. I was like, that's okay.
At least it's one word, and
What's that?
at least it's one word and not like a string of.
True that. True that. Aunt Ray says, good morning. Ain't much left from your boy and AKA Fetty from the Curb Serving family. Yeah.
What's happening?
They got dope music out here.
Tell them you feel free to add me on Facebook if they want to collab.
Andy says you can add him on Facebook. And hit him up. Okay. Yeah, and he's a tattoo artist out here. He owns Curve Seven Records. He has a voice that's like La Raza.
Hey,
Like
like Kid Frost.
Like Kid Frost.
Yeah, in that West Coast for Life
Yeah,
song I
and
mentioned
he-
Kid Frost.
I keep telling
I'll
him,
email
yo,
you that to give
I was
you
like,
a sneak
you need
peek.
to make that because nobody sounds like that. Nobody anymore. All right, you guys. That's it again. I'll hit it again.
2 times for the 1 time. No.
Oh, yeah. All day. So, man, you know what it is. That's the Rise and Shine 209. So, you guys just heard that was Siren featuring Bambi, but Bambi definitely can stand alone on his music. So, he has another one in here. I want to play it for you guys really quickly. It's called Burnish Workout. He has some edits. That's all right, though, but I want you guys to hear what that is. So, check it out. It's called Burnish Workout. You want to say anything about it?
Oh yeah, this is over the lyrical exercise beat by Jay-Z. If you want to listen to it, you can go find me on YouTube at Van Burnish. You know, Van Burnish everything if you're looking for me.
What's up? All right, so here you guys go. Burnish Workout. Okay, so he said, cool, he can look me up under my name. I wouldn't mind collabing. I do want to shout him out in the fact, and I want to call him out that he be sounding like Kid Frost and he ain't doing anything right now, but like, come on now. But
Yeah, that's something he should do.
yeah,
Like,
he was supposed to send me something, but he never did.
this is for La Raza. I actually got that song in my Apple Music, so I love Kid Frost.
Yes, there's a few that I have like that back in the day that I'm just like, I need to put that in rotation because they're like, it may be like a one-hit wonder. You don't hear them very often, or it's a very unique sound that you don't hear very often. And that's Kid Frost is one of them because he's just such a vato, you know?
Yeah, but he's
vato,
so smooth.
And he's spitting lyrics, and I'm just like, God.
Bilingually though, he's one of like the first bilingual rappers.
True that.
And
is so true.
that's so hard. Like that's so hard to do. Like as somebody who mildly speaks Spanish, like that's so hard.
Yo, I didn't even think about that. That he was one of the first bilingual. Oh shit, that's dope.
You so cool, I'ma call you a culo. That's one of my favorite lines in that song.
Okay, so he wants to shout out Doja Click and everybody. You know Chicken Hill, Doja Click, Hallway Fam?
I've heard of Doja Click.
Okay, so they're out here, so he wants to give a shout out to them. So that's what's up. I said, you gotta send your music in Stockton's Kid Frost, LOL, let's get it in rotation. He said, laugh my ass off. Because he knows he does. He can't say nothing about it, so he's gotta laugh. Yeah, shit's dope. So you heard about Doja? That's
Yeah, I found them by mistakenly typing Doja CL instead of Doja CA, because you know the girl Doja Cat.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Oh, you've never heard of her? She's a singer out of LA who's all about natural beauty.
What?
Like she doesn't have any boob jobs or nothing, and like she's so
That's
gorgeous.
so me. I just started working on wearing my makeup and doing my hair because I don't do any of that. Ever since I came back from the army, I'm like, I don't need to. Like, I learned how to like function and find out that I don't really need it. But now that I do the Catch Talk show, it's all about being super prissy, and I gotta like really learn. I gotta practice every day, like makeup and hair, because I'm not good at that. I'm just a tomboy, don't really care about that shit.
That's most girls are, and they're scared to admit it. Like, it's cool you want to wear t-shirts, jeans, and hoodies. We like it.
A tomboy. Like, I'd rather go run the mountains. Hey, okay, so you guys heard that Burnish workout. And so we're back here laughing behind the scenes because, you know, we got a lot of things going on. We're sharing memories of Kid Frost because we got Aunt Reyes on the line over here. But he's shouting out, so shout out to Doja Click, Chicken Hill, Hallway Family, and Curb Serving Records. And then talking about maybe collabing with Van B and just saying hi and touchy bases and just thickening that network, you know, just making those ties. So definitely want to shout him out. But I don't know if you guys ever heard Aunt Ray is out of Stockton Curb Serving Records. He is like he's like Kid Frost. I don't know if you guys know who Kid Frost is, but
this is for La Raza.
For La Raza. Yes, he has a very smooth sound. So Aunt has a very smooth sound, very very Chicano. And it's a nice smooth sound like Kid Frost. And
classic.
You don't hear a lot of people like that. So that's what's up. I really would like to get in rotation, but we'll see how that goes. So we're over here with Van B. He's out of Oakland area.
East Oakland.
And he's got a few, he just got off the event. He just opened for Net the Pharaoh in San Francisco. He's going to be hitting up LA April 20th. And at the same time, he's going to be dropping this album that you got the songs that are here in rotation with us, Till I Collapse, Burnish Workout, and then the other one, I think.
The Ish Hits the Fan.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't put that in. I even told him in the beginning of the show I couldn't put that one just because of the the names and the title. And then Wu-Tang Style. So he's got those. They're going to be on the next album, or actually it's gonna be his first album that he's dropping off.
Yeah, my first official solo project, the Burnish Files, the mixtape, you know, because there's gonna be album installments coming soon where volume 1 of it, like the real deal, like where I'm putting this out, it's gonna hit Spotify, Apple Music and all that. Yeah. And I'm working on that one slowly. It's gonna be a lot more crafted. This was more like, I'm going off my energy. I'm putting this together. That's why it's a mixtape, you know. I just came aggressive on it, like, I'm kicking the door down. I'm bringing these lyrics back. Like my shirts say, Oakland Apparel Crew, look out for that soon. I'm dropping my own shirt line.
We got more t-shirts here.
Oh yeah. That West Coast song I was talking about. I say West, y'all in it. And, you know, I make my own shirts. We rep in Northern California, the Bay, and SoCal. You know what I'm saying? We got Sacramento, Oakland, SF, and LA on it too. You feel me? This is from my homegirl Mina up there in Sacramento.
Shout out to her.
Shout out Mina, shout out Ryan, you know. Susie Burger, if y'all up in Sacramento, go check them out. I used to work there. There's another one of my shirts I'm going to be dropping, an original Individual. Because
nice.
I love to be creative and bring up something nobody else has ever brought up
Creating
before.
New words.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm an ill individual. I thought, why not put it together some type of fashionable way?
And a compound word.
Exactly.
Created by Van B.
There's the grammar aspect. If you rap, you better have good grammar, because I will call you out on it.
And so says much props to the homie Van B. Very good music.
Much props to him too, man. We gotta get something with him on it. I want that smoothness. Maybe we can make one for the ladies.
Hey, hey. Oh, Mike says I love Susie Burger.
I love Susie Burger too. I'm finna go get something to eat from them because I'm headed to Sac.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm gonna be up in Oroville, so that's Mike's stomping ground. I'll be up there Friday, so I'm gonna have to say hi to him, even though I'm gonna be out there. So that'll be interesting because I know he's from out that area. But you guys gonna be pushing through Placerville because you still got the tour that you're gonna be doing with Optimus T and Charlie Muscle and Siren. You got Van B on it, so we're hitting a few cities here in Cali. So that's gonna be good. And that is on the information you can find on Van B's page. So you can go to Van Burnish, you can go to Van B.
Van Burnish on Facebook, Van B from my artist page on Instagram at Lyrical Vapor. At Twitter, Honesty with Van B. YouTube, Honesty with Van B. Van Burnish, my music, YouTube. You know, those are all my social media links. If you want to add the SoundCloud and the Snapchat, Stoner Sidle. You know.
What is it, Stoner?
STONERCYDAL.
Sidle. Not like a recital, but suicidal.
It's more or less meaning I'm smoking until the day I die, basically.
Oh, CYDAL?
Yes.
Stoner Sidle on SoundCloud.
And Snapchat as well.
And Snapchat.
My Snapchat be lit. If you ever in Frisco, I work at nightclubs. I'm security for nightclubs. So if you ever in Frisco, tap in with me. I'll have you come through to some cracking bars. You have some fun. Maybe even get you a drink or two.
Okay, sounds good. Aunt Rhea says, yeah, let's do it. So he's down to be collaborating with you pretty soon. So I'm excited to share you out here with everybody and people tapping in with you and, you know, really getting that network, you know, just fusing and then, you know, putting your information out for where you're going to be going because, like, it kind of is a small world, you know, from NorCal to SoCal. Those miles are closing in, you know, it's nothing to take those trips sometimes for a lot of artists and people. In Cali is just really saturated with a lot of artists of all kinds.
Yeah.
Not just rap artists, but all kinds of artists.
Yeah, like Philharmonic, dude is dope. Dude is dope. I listened to some of his music within the recent week and was blown away. Like that one he dropped where he's talking about selling drugs, like he put the whole little orchestra and like a mini movie performance together. It was phenomenal.
Man, the things you can do with orchestras, I'm telling you, is great sounds, and that's taking it back to all the originality of it before lyrics even came into play. It was just instrumentals and you would have sound like that. It was just so full and so rich.
Here's a little bit of wordplay you inspired in my head. This goes to my creativity.
Okay.
When it comes to instruments, strings would win.
I can slap you right now.
Strings would win. Like
yeah, strings would win. Yeah, the woodwinds are great. I was a woodwind actually.
Clarinet.
I played the clarinet.
Oh.
I was a woodwind.
Talk about having a jaw for something. The clarinet. The clarinet.
The saxophone would have been more because the saxophone you gotta put a little bit more oomph into it.
I guess it was easier for me to play the saxophone because I didn't pick that up until after picking up the clarinet.
Oh yeah, the clarinet. You gotta That's. I don't know. I enjoyed the clarinet. I played the clarinet. You know, I learned how to play guitar later. It was good. So
the one instrument I don't like, the flute. Can't stand the flute.
Shout out Chess. Chess plays flute.
Only because I can't play it. That's the only reason I don't like it because I can't play it. I never can.
So shout out to all y'all flute players out there.
You got one up on me.
Okay, so before we go, I'm gonna go ahead and hit these horoscopes. So Van B's a Gemini, so we're gonna hit Gemini, and it is Pisces season. So we're gonna hit Pisces, and then Aquarius because we're just out of Aquarius. And then I'm going to go ahead and read the Leos. So let's go ahead and start with the Gemini.
Yay.
So Gemini, February 19th. If your movement feels somewhat constricted today, it's only because you're letting yourself be talked out of things by people who don't know you very well. Just because someone has power over one aspect of your life doesn't mean that he or she has power over your entire life. Stop giving control to other people. Go your own way today and move about your life freely. You don't need anyone to tell you what to do.
Nice. I'm glad my mother taught me that as a child, and that's how I live every day. Telling me what to do is the quickest way for me to not listen to you.
To like thing one, thing two, just do the opposite.
Unless it's like, look, man, I've done this before. You're gonna mess yourself up. Stop doing this. Then I'll listen. I'm not opposed to advice, but don't tell me what to do. I'd rather mess up and learn on my own.
That's very important. I have a story about that. It just reminded me of like my cousin one time. I remember he has a baby. So I remember I was like, oh man, she's about to get her hands caught in a fan. And so I was like, oh, and then he goes, hey, you gotta let her learn on her own, because if she get her fingers chopped off, then she'll just be going on life, knowing that she's never gonna do that again with 4 fingers. I was like, okay, Patty, you go ahead. I was like, I'm just trying to protect the baby, but okay.
Life lessons come real harsh.
Right. It was just a different way of thinking of like the parenting. I was like, oh my gosh, because like he would think to go ahead and let the baby, but then I understood his logic in a way, so I couldn't argue it. And plus, he was the parent, not me.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, Dad, that's what Dad says. Don't leave that what it is.
It's kind of hard to argue with pops.
And that's my family, so that's what he says. So
Like, you know what? I'm gonna just take the back seat on this one.
Right. Okay, well, Pisces, February 19th. Transportation issues will force you to get a little bit more creative than usual, but this won't be a problem for you. Need a ride somewhere? This is the perfect opportunity to ask for a favor of that friend, person you're dying to get to know a little bit better. Or this may be the push you need to investigate a new car or a new route to work. Starting conversations will be very easy today because the people you're curious about will be curious about you too. Well, that's nice.
I got a Pisces homie who actually is. I just fixed the issue with transportation. That's why I was like, it's funny. He's saying that he probably listening to this right now. Shout out King Dip, man. I'll see you in a few hours, bro.
That's so funny. Aquarius, here you go. Who says opposites attract? Your love life is continuing in a somewhat active phase, and today you'll experience a strong intellectual connection with someone who's an awful lot like you, at least according to other people. This could spark a romance, but it doesn't have to. There's no pressure to move things forward. You can simply enjoy the meeting of the minds, and exchanging ideas is too much fun to pass up anyways. So we have Aquarians. Anybody out there? I know a few.
I know a lot of Aquarians, and they say Aquarius gets along with Gemini a lot, and we do. It's just...
And Leos too.
The ego thing. the ego thing. Like it's a Leo, Aquarius, and then a Gemini in the same room. That's a lot of ego.
Trust me. Oh my goodness gracious, yes. That is, but that would be a very intense and very cool conversation.
It would if they're all smart. If they're all smart, I will say that. I've met some not so intellectual Geminis and been like, you operate with feelings? How is this possible? Because we're all mental.
Yeah, and all about conversation.
I love to talk and make new friends and all of that. I'm all about learning. I never think I've learned enough.
Right, total Gemini. Yeah, that's pretty dope. I get along well with Geminis because they're great conversationalists, and so I'm Leo. But I'm going to read Aries because Aries is coming up next.
My dad, my grandma.
Oh, nice. So February 19th, a lot of information will be coming at you rapidly today, and it will probably be related to computers or other types of technology. Adjust to new ways of doing things. It's usually easy for you, but right now you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed by how fast things are developing and changing. Don't expect to become a master of everything overnight. Just learn what you need to get by, and you'll pick up the advanced techniques later.
That's something that I had to learn. Take things as they come instead of like trying to start something and then jump to the finished part. Like step by step is real important. And
sometimes programs change too as far as technology goes. They gotta like learn a whole new program if they have to. But yeah, step by step, kind of like mathematics, You gotta do this step before you get to that step.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in sequence. There's some things you can overlook, but I think in mechanics, mathematics, technology,
and science,
kind of all. They're very fixed. Okay, Leo. February 19th, a surprisingly leisure day will give you a lot of time to join your friends for conversations about your hopes, your desires, and as usual, all the latest gossip. As everyone dishes, you may be surprised to find out that you know nothing about a somewhat startling situation in your social circle. That's always the case for me. Your insight and your thoughts on this unfolding drama will be very valuable, but do your best to contain the gossip. If you find someone else who doesn't know, keep your lips concealed, for sure. Telling other people's business. I'll tell my business. I don't tell other people's business.
I don't pay attention to nobody else's business.
Yeah.
I always ask, does this have anything to do with me? Like, nope, then I ain't listening. Like, I always learn. That's why I said it even in the burnish workout. When you point one finger, how many point back? So who you supposed to be concerned about is what my grandma told me. Mind your business.
Yeah.
If you had business of your own, you wouldn't even be worried about somebody else.
That's the truth, too. You guys, and that is so true. I'm just going to put this out there for anybody who's be caught up in anybody's, like, okay, so if you're caught up in a thought that just keeps consuming you, you need to get yourself busy. You need to find goals. You need to find something to do. You need to get your mind off of those things that might get you stuck, either in an emotion or a thought that you just can't get out of, and it's not conducive to your life. So
for real,
that's very important to just
be proactive and pro-thoughtful.
Go find some business to get into that's your own, that you can
create something.
Create, yes.
That's, I mean, what else can you do with your time? Why would you want to copy somebody else? Like, create your own stuff. Like, that's what led me to do my own shirts. Like, why am I buying other people's clothes? I can make my own clothes. Like, so I started making my own shirts, and it really was because of these shoes I got on. I don't have nothing red in my wardrobe. Nothing. All of my clothes are black, gray, and white. And
very neutral.
I got these shoes because they were on sale, and I was like, I don't have nothing red. So I created this shirt, and then I went and got this hat stitched. Like,
I have to show you guys the shoes, but I'm not. I'm like,
oh yeah,
don't kick them up there.
Oh yeah, no, they can come off. They slip-ons. They some zip-up J's, you know, some big shoes. You feel me?
Nice, on the other side too is like you all got to see that side. I don't know. I really like how that leather part just like.
Not everybody can feel these shoes, y'all.
All right, you guys, that's our time. Do you have any requests? Do you have any stickers? You can put your stickers on the Resin Time 209 sticker banner.
I do not have stickers. I do not. That's one thing that I was looking at, because when I went in the bathroom before my set at Brick and Mortar, like every artist stickers on the wall, I was like, man, I messed up. Yes. So for the tour, I'm going to have my stickers, though.
This one's me. And then those are mine down there.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to take one and slap it on the dashboard of my car.
I think I might have one I can give you. But yeah, so you guys know what's up. Stay tuned, stay tapped in with Van B. Follow him, support him. If you guys want to collab with him, it sounds like he's down to open and he's open-minded to see how that might work out with anybody if that be the case. So you guys can find him. Oh, look, Mike Lamb says www.stickerfarmer.com.
Right on, DJ Lou. And not only just on the music tip, am I down to collab? If you got anything you want to promote, like, or you got some feelings on music that you want to express, you know, I do interviews too. I got a vlog channel, Honesty with Van B, where I bring nothing but honesty, because that's all I'm about. Like, say what's on your mind, promote yourself. You know, I got a few videos up there talking about a few things in hip hop, like the Machine Gun Kelly Eminem thing, the Joyner Lucas, Tory Lanez thing, like a few videos with my homies, like interviewing them and getting their thoughts on hip hop. And I'm open to anybody to do that too. If you got a single you want to drop and come promote it, holla at me. We could do a little interview and promote your stuff. Like, I'm with it. You know, anybody, I don't care what genre you do. You could be a pop singer. Like, I like Amy's song Delicious. Yeah. Now, a black dude out of East Oakland wouldn't even be listening to that. But I be riding around the East knocking that like, I'm cooking in the kitchen. Like, hey, she caught me with that one.
It's very catchy. All right, you guys, we're heading out of here. I'm going to leave you with Just Chill by RawNé. You guys got to hear 3 tracks by Van B today. I'm going to hit you on the outro, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Adios.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Did we hit everything that you wanted to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
the important part.
And for those who are on YouTube watching, you know what I'm saying? If you got any music you want to drop, holla at her. You know, her links will be in the description. Follow her on Instagram. All that'll be in the description. And